How's it going, guys? Thank you for joining me today. Today is March 5th, 2021, and tomorrow it is March 6th, 2021, which is UFC 259, headlined by Israel Adesanya versus Jan Blachowicz. And you guys, so this is my very first episode doing this. It's the UFC 259 breakdown. It is also my pre-fight thought and my prediction of what I think is going to happen. Okay, so let's get right into it. And our topic of discussion today is going to be, well, first of all, it's the weigh-in, making sure that this fighter makes weight. Number two is Petr Yan versus Aljamain Sterling. Next is the co-main event, which is Amanda Nunes taking on Anderson Silva. And then it's going to be the main event, which is Jan Blachowicz versus Israel Adesanya. And to end it off, we are going to talk about, just a few stuff that's under the radar, a few things that we might be missing out. So, yeah. So, after that's being said, let's have a quick discussion before we go on to the topic of the conversation, and that is the weigh-in. You guys, as of right now, for the weigh-in, we got one person that missed weight. That is Askarov. He came in at 127, which is essentially 1 pound overweight. He is competing at 125 pounds versus Joseph Benavide. So after that, I believe, well, essentially the fight will go on, but Askarov, he gonna have to give up 20% of his purse. That is a big 20%. And besides that, you guys, there's not really much to it. Everyone made weight. So yeah, beside that one fighter, everyone made weight. Essentially every fight is set. I'm looking forward to this. I'm very looking forward to this. And you know what? It's less than, well, it's 5 o'clock right now at the time that I'm recording. So 27 hours away. Tomorrow. 1 more sleep. Yeah, so that is the weigh-in. Nothing really too exciting. Everyone made weight. So I'm happy. Alright, so after that brief introduction to the segment, let's jump right into it. Okay, so that was the weigh-in, and you guys, this is one of the 3 title fights that I am looking forward to. And essentially, Petr Yan taking on Aljamain Sterling. And you know what? I believe that this is, in my opinion, it's a long time coming for Aljamain Sterling. It's just the fact that, you guys, he's been into UFC for a while. He made his debut at UFC 170, which is headlined by Ronda Rousey versus I just said McMahon here. I believe it's Sarah McMahon at February 22nd, 2014. 2014. Wow, that is, it's quite a while. It's quite a while, you guys. And finally, he made it. It took him a while. He went on a good start. He was 4-0 starting in his UFC career. Then he went on a 2-fight losing streak, and then 2 losing, 2 win, 1 loss, and now he is on a 5-fight winning streak. He is essentially 7-1 within his last 8. He's 7-1. Aljamain Sterling. Aljamain Sterling, he is 7-1 within his last 8, you guys. And he has beat everybody. He essentially beat everybody, well, almost, except for that one person, which was Marlon Moraes. And his last loss was at UFC Fight Night, Swanson versus Ortega. And his last five wins that to put himself in this situation, you start off with Brett Johns at UFC Fight Night in April 2018, and then Cody Stedman in September 18, 2018, Next was Jimmy Rivera, February 17, 2019. Then Petr Yan at UFC 238, Cejudo versus Moraes, June 8, 2019. And then Corey Sandhagen at UFC 250 in June 6, 2020. So he is, like I said, man, this is a long time coming for him. He has been putting a lot of time and effort to get to where he is at right now. And I am looking for this fight. He's 7-1 within his last 8. The one lone loss that he lost to was to Moraes, and to me, I thought that was a fluke. That he shouldn't lose that. He got caught. He got clipped, and it is what it is. It is what it is. I am very excited to see what is going to happen tomorrow. It's just the fact that, like I said, this is a long time coming, and I am looking forward to this fight. I'm very looking for this fight. And on the flip side, we have the champ. The champ is, you know what? I'm calling him Petr Yan. It's Petr. I'm not sure how to correctly pronounce that. I'm gonna say it's Petr Yan, and he's got a record of 15-1. But however, he got a perfect UFC record of 7-0, and he has defeated like the top of the food chain. The top of the food chain when it comes to UFC bantamweight. Let's have a look at his record here. He made his debut at UFC Fight Night Cowboy Cerrone versus Leon Edwards, and that was June 23rd, 2018. And he won that one. Then he went on to defeat Yin So Sun at UFC Fight Night Hunt versus Olenek, September 15, 2018. Then he won a few more fights, and then his biggest competition was John Dobson. You guys, John Dobson at this time, when they fought, John Dobson, he has competed for the UFC title twice, and he came up short twice. And at that time, the champ was Dominic Cruz. That's right. Sorry, I take that back. He competed once, and he lost to Dominic Cruz, and then he defeated Jimmy Rivera, and this was the turning point. This was the fight that he had to win, and that was him versus Uriah Faber, and that took place at UFC 245, Usman versus Colby Covington, and he beat him with a TKO with a kick, round 3, 43 seconds into round 3. That to me was extremely impressive, extremely impressive. And of course, after that, you guys all know what happened. He took that opportunity and he went on to face Jose Aldo's at UFC 251 just a few months afterwards, which is headlined by Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal for the vacant title, which is left by Henry Cejudo. That's not a bad resume. That is, in my mind, that is ridiculous resume. And he's undefeated. He's got everything going for him. I can't blame him. How could I? No one could. Okay. So that is a brief history of their fight record, of how they got to where they're at right now, for them to compete for the UFC Bantamweight champion. Let's go take a look at the face-off, and I will tell you guys, my prediction of who I want to see to win and who my picks is going to be. Okay. So as we have a look here, we got the champ Petr Yan taking on Aljamain Sterling. And you guys, I don't want to be a hater, but I do believe in the time and effort that you put in. I'm not taking anything away from Petr Yan, because you know what, he's undefeated for a reason. He is a champ for a reason. Okay? He is a champ for a reason. That's why he got to where he's at. Okay. So this is my pick of who's gonna win the fight tomorrow. And after I make my pick, I'll give you guys the reason why I believe that this individual, this fight is gonna win. Okay. So my pick for tomorrow is Aljamain Sterling. I believe that we are gonna see a new bantamweight champion, and these are the reason why. Number one, I believe that when it comes to maturity and the experience when it comes to the UFC, not just as fight game as a whole, Aljamain Sterling, he has been drastically, I don't want to say like people have been overlooking him, but that's how I feel. I feel that a lot of people has been overlooking Aljamain Sterling. He has been putting time and effort, and I believe that his last few fights, it has taken his game to the next level, and he's ready. I believe that the time is now, and it's Aljamain Sterling's time. And also, I also believe in upset. You know what? I don't even look at the odds anymore because, well, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. And this guy right here, when I say this guy, I mean Aljamain Sterling. I am 100% believe that he is the next future champion. It's his time. He's ready. He's been putting a lot of effort since he first entered the UFC. He got off to a really good start, and then he took a bit of a, well, let's just say he did not do well for a bit. And just the last 5 fights, it seems to me, from what I've seen, it seems like he took his fight to the next level. But after that, I'm not trying to say that this is going to be this. I'm not trying to say that this is going to be an easy fight, because that is so far from it. That is so far from it, because Petr Yan, he is a champ for a reason. He earned that title by beating Jose Aldos. This guy's no joke. He's 15-1. He's 15-1. He's the king of the division for now. But I believe that the bantamweight division, there has not been a clear-cut champion for a very long time. The last person who I believe was truly undisputed was Dominic Cruz. And I can see the bantamweight title being passed on left and right. Prove me wrong. I might be wrong. I can see the bantamweight title being passed on left and right. And tomorrow, at UFC 259, that is going to be the first time. That this title is going to be passed from one person to the next, and that person is going to be, of course, just what I just mentioned. It's going to be transition from Petr Yan to Aljamain Sterling. How long will he hold the title for? I don't know. We'll find out. But first, he must capture it from the champ right now. Like I said, you guys. Like I said, don't get me wrong. I believe that Petr Yan, he is a beast. He is the champ for a reason, and that this is going to be an awesome fight. At any given time, I can see this being the main event, or even co-main event to like Conor McGregor, or to the Adesanya, if Amanda Nunes is not on the card as well. If there wasn't a 3-fight on this card, or even like the John Jones, I could see this being as a co-main event. But as of right now, you guys, I think this is going to be a crazy fight, one crazy fight. And you know what? Call me a hater. I might be wrong, but that's who I'm going with. I believe that is your next future champion. Just in a few hours, by Sunday morning. I'm picking this by Sunday morning. So we are gonna see what happened there. So that is my thought process behind that. I am picking a new champion tomorrow. Alright guys, so let's move into our next topic, which is Amanda Nunes taking on Megan Anderson for the UFC featherweight champion. You guys, I am looking forward to this fight. It's just the fact that, in my opinion, okay, this is just my opinion, as always, I believe that this is the first time that Amanda Nunes will face a a true featherweight contender. I'm not taking anything away from her previous opponents within Holly Holm and Duranamine. But however, I saw these two ladies at the weigh-in and at the face-off and at the press conference. Oh my goodness! I didn't realize how big she is. I didn't realize how big Mika Anderson is. I think the reach is gonna be a bit of an issue for Amanda Nunes. I realized that she has faced competition. She has faced ladies that has been very adorable, and like Cyborg. I mean, she did knock out Cyborg. Okay, so you guys, this is my prediction. I like to make guesses to see who's gonna win. And the two ladies battling for the UFC featherweight titles, we got in the red corner, we got Amanda Nunes going for 12 wins in a row. She's on an 11 fight win streak. Oh my goodness. She has not tasted defeat. She have not had a loss since UFC 178, and that was September 7th, 2014. And that was to Kat Zingano. 2014. And as for now, Kat Zingano, she's no longer in the UFC. You know, this is going to be a very, very tall task for Mika Anderson. Do I think she could do it? We'll find out in a second. Amanda right now, she is the female GOAT. I mean, she beat Cyborg. She beat Ronda Rousey. She beat Holly Holm. She beat Misha Tate. She has essentially beat everyone that the UFC put in front of her, including the UFC flyweight champion, that is Valentina Shevchenko. But on the flip side, we got Mika Anderson, and having a quick look at her record here. Mika Anderson, this is her. It will be her 6th fight in the UFC. As of right now, she's sitting at 3-2. And to get to this fight, she beat Norma Dumont, Sarah Fern. Oh my goodness, it doesn't matter. But she is. You guys, I don't know what to say. I mean, I am picking fighters who I think that's gonna win. But it's very, very difficult to pick against Amanda Nunes. I did mention previously that I don't really believe on the odds, but right now the odds that the bookies are giving her, let's say DraftKings, Amanda, she is negative 1,000. That is essentially 10-1 on your money. 10-1. And also right now as well, Amanda Nunes, she's got an extra motivation going to this fight. You guys, if you don't know, Amanda Nunes and her partner Anna, I can almost say her last name, but but essentially they just welcome a new baby into their life, and when there's a new addition to a family, I've noticed that there has always been some added motivation, and there's nothing that I could think of to give you extra motivation to perform better, to take your game, take your fighting, take everything to the next level. I mean, just ask the man to my left here, Jan Blachowicz. When he was expecting to have his first child, he went in there and he knocked out Dominic Reyes, which I am happy that he did, because Dominic, he was a bit too cocky, and he believed that that fight was his to lose. It was his destiny to win, and he overlooked the task that was in front of him, and he got his ass knocked out. That's the game, my friend. That's the game that you play. And do I believe that Amanda Nunes could do the same thing? Do I believe that Mika Anderson could do the same thing to Amanda Nunes? Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That is always a possibility. She is a grinder. Like you said, she, I honestly believe that she is the first true featherweight that Amanda Nunes would have to face because of her size, her reach. I'm not sure how strong she is because Amanda's a beast as well, and she hits like a brick house. And it's just the fact she knocked out Chris Cyborg. I did not see that coming. So if you guys are asking me who I am picking to win this fight right here, here's my pick. That's right. Amanda Nunes. It just it's so difficult for me to pick against her. It's so difficult. And you know what? I am not going to. I am not going to pick against Amanda Nunes. Do I believe that Mika doesn't have a chance? Once again, yes, absolutely, 100% she's got a chance. But that is going to be such a tall, tall task for her to accomplish. But you guys, I like watching upset. I am a fight fan for a reason. I realized that I just pick Amanda Nunes for the win because I believe that she's gonna win. But as a fight fan, as a person that likes seeing upset, a piece of me wanted to pick Miguel Anderson, but I don't think that's happening. I mean, 10 to 1, 10 to 1, negative 1,000. Those are big odds. Those are big odds, ladies. And yeah, good luck, ladies. Good luck to both of you. I am looking forward to an entertaining fight tomorrow. And Amanda Nunes, she's my pick for the win and to retain the title. Okay. Alright, you guys, so let's head into the main event, which is essentially why we are here. So this is the UFC 259 main event, and that is Israel Adesanya taking on Jan Blachowicz. Okay, guys, for me as a fight fan, I don't know, how could the champ be considered as an underdog? I never understand that. I just never understand that. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna try to be a hater. I'm not here to pump up the fight or whatever case may be. This is just as always. This is just my opinion. I will tell you guys my prediction of who's gonna win or lose shortly, but let's take a look at the record real fast. Okay, let's start with Israel Adesanya. He's undefeated, 20-0, 20-0, and he's jumping from Israel Adesanya. He's jumping from 185 pounds to 205 pounds, and he is gonna be challenging Jan Blachowicz for his second title to become another champ, and he's been number 5. That's a tall order. It's just the fact that I cannot recall at any time anyone has jumped up 20 pounds. Because previously, there's only been two. There's only been 4 people that has accomplished this feat, the champ status. And first of all, it started with Conor McGregor. He went from 145 to 155, 10 pounds. Next, we got Daniel Cormier, 205 to heavyweight. Heavyweight is anything under 265. So if you came in under 265 but above 205, you're good. And number 3 is Henry Cejudo. Of course, you guys, I'm not saying this in the correct order. Number 3, of course, is Henry Cejudo, and that is that he jumped from 125 to 135. Okay, 25 to 35, 10, 10, 10. And of course, the one and only female champ, the GOAT, the female GOAT, the woman. You know what? I think she could mess up a bunch of guys too. And that is Amanda Nunes. And if you guys see my previous pick of her versus Mika Anderson, if you have not, go take a look, because that's who I'm picking to win. And that's Amanda Nunes from 135 to 145. And you guys, that is a 10-pound jump as well. And this is a 20-pound jump. Come on, man. And you guys, during the weigh-in for today weigh-in, of course that's what it is. I just repeated myself. Israel Adesanya came in at 201 pounds. 201 pounds for a 205-pound title fight. Oh my goodness, that is wow. I kind of thought that he would put on a bit of weight. I believe that he did not do this properly. You know what? I'm gonna transition to the face-off while I speak. You guys, I realized that Israel Adesanya is undefeated. He's got a lot of hype behind him, and he does have a bright future. And previously, before he entered the UFC, he competed kickboxing at as high as heavyweight. But as kickboxing, this is mixed martial art. This is MMA. In kickboxing, you are not allowed to take down your opponent. There's no jinjutsu. There's no takedown. Essentially, there's punching and kicking. That is it. And I honestly believe that there is a weight class for a reason. And this fight coming up tomorrow, I believe that Israel Adesanya, he is in for a rude awakening. He is in for an awakening. I believe that he needs to slow down a bit. I realize that there's a lot of hype because he's undefeated and he's got this X factor that we all want to see besides me, because fuck, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of his personality. I am a fan of his fighting style. Don't get me wrong, that's the difference. I just don't like his personality. I like his fighting style. That's just it. That is it. I think we need to slow down a bit. Come on, Izzy, calm down. Calm the fuck down. He's very new to the world of mixed martial arts. I realized that he's got over 100 combat sports experience. He fought everywhere, and he's a great striker. He's very good. But jumping 20 pounds, man, that's a lot. You see, that's a lot. That's a lot. So let's go to the face-off. Okay, guys. This is my. I am gonna get. Oh, I can't speak. I am going to make my picks right now of who I think is gonna win this fight. Okay, and how they're gonna win it. Are you ready? I think you guys know who I'm gonna pick. That's right. I am picking Jan Blachowicz to win this fight. It's just the fact that I believe he is a lot bigger, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot. You guys, Israel Adesanya came to weigh in at 201 pounds. So during fight night, I don't see him weighing like how much more water weight that you could possibly add on. Not much. I don't think so. I don't even think that Israel has cut weight. Let's say he added an extra, let's say 5 pounds. So he'll walk in like 206, 207, 205, if that. You know? While on the flip side, you got Jan Blachowicz. He weighed in at 205 pounds exactly. And during fight night, I can see him walking at 220 pounds, adding an extra 20 pounds of mass onto his frame. And I think that is going to be a big deciding factor of what is going to determine the outcome of this fight. I realized that Izzy has saying this multiple times before, is that fighting is fighting. It doesn't matter how big or how jacked you are. Using Paulo Costa as an example, is that his striking is too crisp, is too clean, and he's too quick. He even saying that on ESPN that when it comes to range, he could figure out Belhovic's range within the first 3 strike or the first 3 attempted strike, and after that it's gonna be over. I disagree. I disagree because Jan Blachowicz, he's very durable, and I honestly believe that he's going to prove everyone wrong. And on top of that, you guys, like, I don't understand. This is what I don't understand. I just don't understand why I just don't understand why the odds maker keep making Jan Blachowicz as an underdog. Like why? I mean, he was also the underdog within his last fight as well, and that was also for the UFC light heavyweight champion, and that was against Dominic Reyes, and we all know what happened there. He got knocked the fuck out. He got knocked the fuck out. Take the title, take it back to Poland, and a month and a half later, he's got a baby, and that changed his life. Yes, you guys, I would like to mention that as well. The baby that he just had with his wife, that is going to be a big motivation. That is going to be a big driving factor for him to perform, not just what he has done previously, but to overperform. You could always say, is that even possible? Yes, because it will give you more of an adrenaline, more of a motivation. And let's have a quick look at Belhovic's record here. I don't think he has ever been knocked out. Okay, I lied. He got knocked out from Diego Santos, February 23rd, 2019. But it's Diego Santos. Do I believe Israel Adesanya got the same knockout power as Diego Santos? Fuck no. Not a chance, man. Not a chance. I mean, his last few fights, you could argue that he lost. Okay, I lie. I lied about one as well. I mean, his fight against Yoel Romero, because he knocked out Robert Whittaker, and then he knocked out Paulo Costa, and he won his match versus Kevin Gastelum. I just felt that he has not been tested, and the few fighters that did have the opportunity to take that belt away from him, that did have the opportunity to take a bit of the shine away from Israel Adesanya, they underperform, especially Yoel Romero. And on top of that, Paulo Costa, like, what was he doing? Fuck all. And with his fight with Robert Whittaker, well, there was other side factor which could not be determined. A lot of people saying, even his Whittaker's camp as well, that he was not prepared. He was not mentally prepared. He was going a bit of a family issue. He was not feeling well. He's like surgery. He's just come off of surgery because that was the reason why that Israel Adesanya had to fight Kevin Gastelum for the interim title. And there was a lot of uncertainty. There was a lot of X factor going into that fight, and I believe that played a role for Whittaker losing that match. Or maybe I'm just being a hater, possibly. But I still don't like the guy. That hasn't changed. So here's my pick. My pick for tomorrow's night main event: Jan Blachowicz knock out Israel Adesanya, 4th round. I am calling a 4th round knockout. You guys, I'm calling this right now. And there is not going to be a 5th champ. Not as of this moment. Not until Jon Jones fight for the UFC heavyweight title. That's what's going to happen. And still, the champ. And after that, Adesanya said that he does have a big announcement to make after his fight. I can only think that big announcement is going to be him moving up to heavyweight. I realized that he did mention that after the fight on Saturday, he is going to move back down to 185 pounds. I believe that is just a red herring. He's just trying to distract people from what he actually wants to do, and that is go out for the 3rd title. But I just honestly think that he's overlooking Belhovic right now, and that is gonna cost him. So yeah. Alright guys, so once again, thank you for sticking with me as we are heading into our last topic of the conversation, and that is under the radar. UFC 259 under the radar. And for this fight card, for this pay-per-view coming up, there's not one, but there are 2. And that is Dominic Cruz and Joseph Benavides. Oh my goodness, you guys. I could not imagine if there was a time for Dominic Cruz not to be on a pay-per-view card. Not even as a... Well, that's not true. I could see him being a headliner for a UFC fight night, but I could never imagine that there was a time when he was put on a pay-per-view card and not be on a pay-per-view card. And that is essentially what is happening here. So, you guys, Dominic Cruz and Joseph Benavidez, they are both on this card fighting tomorrow. And Joseph Benavidez is taking an Askarov, and Dominic Cruz, I don't see his name here. What is going on? I'll look that up in a second. But regardless, I mean, Dominic Cruz, he is a former UFC Bantamweight champion. He has been doing this for a very long time. He's very skilled at what he does. I mean, you got to be. You're a former champion. There's no former champion did not get to where they're at for not being skilled. And if you guys have watched my previous video, I did mention that at Bantamweight there has only been one true Bantamweight undisputed champion, and that's that man right there, Dominic Cruz. So tomorrow he will be fighting the prelim card, which is the last fight heading into the UFC pay-per-view. I guess they are calling that the prelim main event, and he's taking on Casey or Casey. I think it's Casey Kenny. And both these guys weight. They both weigh in at 136 pounds. So the fight's on. But the story of this is that Dominic Cruz is not fighting in a pay-per-view. He's fighting in a pay-per-view, but he's fighting on the pay-per-view card, which is going to be televised during the pay-per-view. And not just that, neither is Joseph Benavidez. Both these guys, the last fight, they were fighting for a UFC title. I was going to say heavyweight, but they're not heavyweight, they're bantamweight. They were fighting for the UFC goal. And now they're both on the prelim. That is quite a fall. And on top of that, guys, it's just the fact that the UFC is doing that. It tells me that this card is extremely deep. This card is extremely deep. And me as a fight fan, I'm looking forward to watching the card, and I'm looking forward to rooting for both Joseph Benavidez and Dominic Cruz. I mean, Dominic Cruz, he is one of the only other guys that can make claim to beat Demetrius Johnson. Demetrius Johnson right now, to me, and for a while now, is the best pound for pound fighter in the world. He's got the best technique, the best endurance. I realize that he is a bit small, but he really fill into his frame. And when it comes to fight IQ, he's up there. He's the best at what he does. Demetrius Johnson, he's the best fighter in the world, pound for pound. Okay, and he has defended his title 12 times? Come on, man. Nobody has defended that. Nobody has defended a UFC title 12 times. And when DJ moved to one championship, he's undefeated there as well. He won the Grand Prix, and as of right now, on April 7th, he will be competing for one flyweight championship as well. That guy's just a beast, and he's such a beast. He lost to Dominic Cruz. That should tell you how tough, how good Dominic Cruz is. And he's in the prelim. Wow, that is under the radar, you guys, right there. And on the flip side, we got Joseph Benavidez. Okay, I realized that Joseph Benavidez has never won a UFC title, but however, what he's got for himself is that he beat the previous champ, the previous person who can make claim to the champ status, and that is Henry Cejudo. He beat Henry Cejudo, and then when Henry Cejudo took off, he had twice got 2 opportunities to capture the UFC flyweight title, and well, we all kind of know what happened there. He came up a bit short on both occasions to Davison Figueiredo, and you guys, that pains me. It's just the fact that, well, I'm a fight fan. I've been watching his career for a very long time. I honestly believe that he was second best. He was the second best fighter in that division for a very long time. And when DJ was traded to one championship, I kind of thought that he was the next person in line, that he's going to go in there and realize his dream, and that is to become the UFC champion. Then he ran into Davison Figueiredo. Oh my goodness. And now I'm asking myself, is his time behind him? Does he have one more run left for another shot at the UFC goal? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I hope so. I hope so. But for him to do that, he must win. He must win the next fight tomorrow. And he's facing, let me have a look here. Sorry guys. Askarov. And Askar, he came in 1 pound overweight. He weighed in at 127 pounds. So let's just say if Benavide does lose the fight tomorrow, he's going to get an additional 20% from his opponent. But you know what? These guys are fighters. These guys are professional fighters, and they are prize fighter. And I realize that money, prize, is what they fight for. But I just want to see. I want to see Joseph Benavides just have one more run for the UFC goal, the same way that Michael Bisping did, and we all know what happened there. It was a nice story. It was a nice story that Michael Bisping finally won a UFC goal, and then he went on to defend it once against Dan Henderson. He lost to George St. Pierre, unfortunately, but he captured the goal. He defended it. And the fight that he lost to George St. Pierre, he made a ton of money. So I'm not feeling too bad for him. I want Joseph Benavides to go on to the same road, the same path as Michael Bisping. And for him to do that, he must win the fight tomorrow. And he must do it in a fashion to show the rest of the world, to show Dana White, to show the fan, and even show the next champion, because we don't know who's gonna win. As for right now, Davison Figueiredo, he is the favorite to win that fight. I hope not, because if he does win, the path for Joseph Benavides back onto the title is gonna be it's gonna be long. He's gonna have a long path to get there. So yeah guys, so that is 2 fight that's under the radar at UFC 259. Joseph Benavides taking on Askarov, and Dominic Cruz versus Kenny. I don't fucking know. I don't know how you say it. Okay, so after that, you guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have not, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I would love to hear from you, and tell me what you think in the comment section below, because I like to have a conversation. I like to talk. That's why I have this channel. Here we are. Okay, once again, thank you very much. Take care, be safe, enjoy the fight, and I am looking forward to hearing from you.